I'm a semi-good husband, you know what I mean? What? I'm just a man out here.
I mean, they're entitled to, I suppose, interpret stuff as they must. I'm a doctor of.
Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony.
Look at that documentary, which I'm sure you have.
I have.
Everybody said something bad about me.
Was killed, and I found myself going from Prison Break, the show, to prison for 2 years.
Number 15, Will Smith. Back in '89, a young Will Smith, only 20, got mixed up in a wild brawl with pals, and things went seriously south. They messed up a record promoter pretty bad, leaving the poor guy blind in one eye. Will got cuffed, yet spent just one terrifying night behind bars. He's been open about it though, often claiming that night was hands down the worst of his life in loads of interviews. That whole ordeal was a crazy twist in his journey, reminding us that even big stars like him have some pretty rough chapters in their past. Number 14, JayZ. Alright, so picture this. JayZ, the rap legend, had some seriously wild chapters in his past. Would you believe that when he was just 12, he fired shots at his older brother Eric? Yeah, it's pretty intense. He even rapped about it, saying he saw the devil in Eric's eyes and squeezed the trigger while feeling totally lost. Fast forward to '99 and things got wilder. He got in a scrap outside a club with a music producer named Lance Rivera. Long story short, it ended with JayZ pleading guilty to knifing Lance and scoring 3 years on probation. Crazy, right? But hey, it's part of his journey, showing how he's grown from those wild days to the icon he is now. Number 13, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's troubled past is definitely a head-turner. The guy's rap sheet reads like a catalog of serious offenses. Armed robbery, drug possession, attack, you name it.
I'm a semi-good husband, you know what I mean? What? I'm just a man out here.
You guys know what I do. You know what I do. I put people in body bags when I'm right. So we know what's going to happen.
But the one that really shocked everyone was the 1991 incident in Indianapolis when he was convicted of raping Desiree Washington, who was just 18 at the time. The courts threw the book at him with a hefty 6-year prison sentence and 4 years of probation. However, Tyson lucked out and served only 3 years of that time. It was a shocking turn of events, given the severity of the crime and the high-profile nature of the case. Number 12, Charlie Sheen. In 2009, Charlie Sheen's tumultuous relationship with his third wife, Brooke Mueller, took a dark turn. Sheen was accused of a horrifying act, allegedly pinning Mueller to the floor and menacing her with a knife, a serious charge of domestic hurt.
I mean, they're entitled to, I suppose, interpret stuff as they must. I'm a doctor of. I win here and I win there. Now what? If I'm bipolar, aren't there moments where a guy like crashes into like a car? Are they driving? What kind of girls are in their home? I said girls.
After pleading guilty to a misdemeanor, he was slapped with a sentence of 30 days in a drug rehab center, 30 days of probation, and 36 hours of anger management. However, what's confounding is Sheen's perspective on the incident. He's maintained that both he and his wife had only engaged in a bit of slapping around, downplaying the severity of the situation. Number 11, Hugh Grant. Oh boy, let's talk about Hugh Grant's wild ride. Back in the day, he made headlines for doing something pretty jaw-dropping, getting caught having a rendezvous, let's say, in public with a lady of the night. Yep, that happened. He didn't contest it and landed a fine of $1,180, had to attend an AIDS education program, and got tagged with 2 years summary probation. But here's the kicker. When Hugh went on Jay Leno's show, he straight up owned it. He admitted he knew it was a bad move, saying something like, "You know in life what's a good thing to do and what's a bad thing, and I did a bad thing." And there you have it. Classic Hugh, facing the music and owning up to his misstep with that British charm of his. Number 10, Aussie Osborne. The legendary Aussie Osborne and his infamous Alamo incident. Back in '84, the rock icon, fueled by a few too many drinks, pulled off a seriously shocking move by relieving himself on a cenotaph honoring the fallen heroes at the Alamo in Texas. Yep, it was as outrageous as it sounds. Predictably, he got the full treatment, arrested, charged, and promptly booted out of San Antonio. But wait, there's more. Texas wasn't playing around. They slapped Aussie with a hefty ban from the state for a solid decade. Now that's some serious Texan justice for an act that definitely left jaws dropping and made headlines for all the wrong reasons. Number 9, R. Kelly. R. Kelly's had more than his fair share of controversies, especially concerning minors. The trouble started back in 1996 when Tiffany Hawkins sued him, alleging he had physical relations with her when she was just 15 and he was 24. That's a major red flag right there. But wait, it gets worse.
Look at that documentary, which I'm sure you have.
I have.
Everybody said something bad about me. You someone that doesn't need rescuing because they're not in my house, handcuffing people, starving people.
The whole world was stunned when a video surfaced showing him engaging in physically exploitative acts and urinating on an underage girl. Yeah, that's not just a scandal, it's beyond shocking and rightfully drew outrage and condemnation from all corners. It's safe to say R. Kelly's legal woes involving minors have left a lasting, disturbing mark on his career and reputation. Number 8. Matthew Broadrick. You won't believe the crazy twist in Matthew Broadrick's story. So he was driving on the wrong side of the road and ended up in a tragic accident that slayed Anna Gallagher and her mom. Broadrick got banged up too, fractured ribs, a busted leg, a concussion, and a lung that just gave out. His girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Gray, got whiplash pretty bad too. But get this, although he was looking at a serious charge that could have meant 5 years behind bars, his legal team worked some magic. They somehow got the charge downgraded to careless driving, and Broadrick ended up paying a laughable $175 fine. Talk about a major legal loophole maneuver. Many folks were scratching their heads over how a tragedy of that scale could lead to such a minor penalty. The whole situation was a real head-scratcher to say the least. Number 7. Lane Garrison from Prison Break. Whoa, talk about life imitating art. Lane Garrison, the dude we knew from his gig on Prison Break, ended up mirroring that role a bit too closely. Back in 2006, he got slammed with a vehicular manslaughter charge when he drove under the influence of cocaine and crashed his ride, sadly slaying his passenger. To top it off, his blood alcohol level was sky high at 0.20. It was a no-brainer that he got hit with a hefty sentence, 40 months in the slammer, starting from May 2007.
Was killed, and I found myself going from Prison Break, the show, to prison for 2 years.
Seti and family how sick of my own behavior I was that night in the house.
Has gone by that I've not thought about that young man and not thought about all that I've been through, and that's why I'm so blessed.
But guess what? This guy pulled a Houdini. He managed to escape from those prison walls in April 2009. Now that's a plot twist nobody saw coming. Lane Garrison's real-life drama took a serious turn, with consequences as intense as any script from the TV show that made him famous.
Am sending that message to the public. And unfortunately, in this case,
people can understand the dangers of it, and you know, I'm just fortunate that I get to sit here and get a second.
I also feel in this case that by sentencing you.
Number 6. Vanilla Ice. Alright, check this out. Vanilla Ice, the Ice Ice Baby dude, had some real-life drama with his wife, Laura Giurita. Not just once, but twice he got in trouble for allegedly attacking her. First in 2004, then again in 2008. In that 2008 incident, things got pretty intense. Laura called the cops after a heated argument. She said he flipped out at her for buying a bedroom set right in front of their daughter. Police got involved, but in the end, the case got dropped. Number 5. Laura Bush. In November 1963, Laura Bush ran a stop sign, causing a fatal collision that took the life of 17-year-old Michael Dutton Douglas. Reflecting on the tragedy, she expressed sorrow, acknowledging the pain it caused the families and the community. Despite minor injuries, the incident left a profound impact on all involved. Number 4. Vince Neil. Vince Neil, Motley Crue's frontman, faced a tragic moment when he lost control of his car, resulting in a fatal crash that claimed his friend, Nicholas Dingley's life. Neil was charged with vehicular manslaughter and DUI for the incident. He served half of a 30-day jail term, got 5 years of probation, paid $2.6 million in restitution, and did 200 hours of community service as part of the aftermath. Number 3. Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg's troubled past included multiple clashes with the Boston Police Department before he became an adult. However, one particularly disturbing incident stands out: a racially motivated attack on a middle-aged Vietnamese man when he was just 16. Mark used a wooden stick to knock the man unconscious in the street. Later that day, he attacked another Vietnamese man, resulting in the loss of vision in one eye. Number 2. Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian's run-in with the law back in 2007 was quite a roller coaster. Caught driving under the influence initially, things took a turn when she flubbed up on her probation requirements, forgetting to enroll in an alcohol education class and skipping out on roadside cleanup duty. That slip-up led to a tough sentence of 30 days behind bars. But here's the kicker. Due to overcrowding, she ended up serving just a mere 3 hours in jail. Talk about a blink-and-you-miss-it moment. Despite the brief stint, it was a wild ride for Khloe, a tale of probation slip-ups and a super short jail time thanks to some seriously packed cells. Number 1. O.J. Simpson. Alright, so O.J. Simpson, NFL star turned courtroom drama, right? After his football glory days, things got seriously messy. First, he was slapped with a massive $33.5 million bill for the wrongful demise of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. That's some heavy-duty cash. Then, he pulled off a crazy move, getting caught up in a sports memorabilia heist.
7211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony. Juror number 1, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Juror number 2, as to count 1 is...
That landed him a whopping 33-year sentence behind bars. Talk about a wild ride from the end zone to the courthouse. OJ's post-football life turned into this crazy legal roller coaster, completely overshadowing his once glorified days on the field. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.